It's Daniel from TKB here, and I'm joined by the wonderful Billy Siggins.
Hey.
So Billy, what are we talking about today?
I built this deck for locals today, and I went 3-1. And just before I go into the profile, I'm just going to show people what the cards are, just to give them a little tasty treat. So we've got these kind of cards in the deck. We've got, I guess, these cards in the deck. We've this card in the deck. And we strangely have this card in the deck. But it somehow all works. And I 2-0'd every matchup today. Apart from the matchup I got 2-0'd, which is Gemman FTK, where he FTK'd me game 1. Shout out to Vlad. He FTK'd me game 1. Game 2 I went, oh sweet, I can end on like Snow with like 10 cards in grave and like Orbital Highlander and Nap Beast. And I go Scorpio effect and he gammas me and I couldn't play through it.
Sad time.
So he, yeah, like even like there was a game I had where I got Impermanence and Belled game 1 and I still ended on like Nap Beast, Orbital Highlander and something else. It's crazy. But he had a Ghost Ogre for the Bell. We won't get into it. But yeah, no, this is the deck, and I guess I'll just get straight into the combo.
Yeah, and we will jump over to the deck profile now.
Hey guys, so here's the list. So we've got 2 Snows. I was playing 3, but you kind of just brick with more than 2. And you mill through your deck fast enough, and I'll show you how you can access it later. So then we play triple Lonefire, triple Predator Plant, and Darlington Cobra. So like we want to have 6 ways into Predator Plant, and there's a cool thing you can do with this if you draw it. But yeah, we'll get into that later. So then there's 3 Orbital Hydrolander. The theory behind the deck's pretty similar to like Tom's list. You drop it down, you kill your opponent, and it's just interruption that you can also end on. So then the danger package. I went for like 2-2 of everything, but then we also played the level 4 ones. So there's 2 Chupacabra, 2 Mothman. And then I can only get 1 Jacklight for today, but there would probably be a second one here now. But yeah. I think Luke has one. Luke Coogan has one, right? Yeah, Coogan has one, so we can blame him. So the reason you play the 4s, Chupacabra is an extra extender if you draw it. Mothman lets you get rid of like the dead cards in your hand that you want to engrave, like Snow, Glow Up Bulb, etc. And they're both level 4, which means you get access to cards like Minerva and Utopia, which turns into lightning. But yeah, so the level 4 engine's cool. Then for the other extenders, we play 2 Gallus. Again, like the deck is quite similar to BA in the fact that you just play a load of extenders, such as the dragons. So these all replace themselves, and the dangers give you a nice light engine to the deck, and then your extra deck lets you access the lights. So we play 1 Goblinberg, and then for the Reform Mage engine, we play 2 Hot Trigger, 1 Damage Trigger, and 1 Trick Clan. So a lot of combos that you summon off these. You need to add this to make Curious, and you can also do a cool thing with Summon Sork where you get to summon Snow from deck, which I'll show in a bit. So the last monsters are just like, I guess like the cards you don't really want to draw, but like these are the cards you're going to send if you don't have Snow, if you have Snow access. And then Garnet, because you have to play Garnet. So for the spell lineup, which is the cool thing, we're playing 1 Brilliant Fusion and 3 Sekka's Light. So basically, because you're playing essentially 7 Brilliant Fusions, because you'll always have access to your Predator Plants, you basically just resolve Brilliant Fusion first, and then you have 3 Pot of Greeds left in your deck. So there's 9 copies of Brilliant Fusion, and then you have 3 Pot of Greeds. So you just draw into more extenders and more like draw into your Orbital Hydralanders and stuff. So the extra is like sleeved, but yeah. So we play 1 Minerva, the Utopia package. So the theory of the deck is it's quite like BA, where you can just go second and kill them with like but this is just a 5k Armadas, which is obviously really strong when you want to go second.
It's really relevant in this format.
Yeah, as well, 'cause it's really good against Striker. Yeah. So, and BA, yeah. Well, if BA don't kill you. But yeah, we play Seraphinite for like the Brilliant Fusion. The MVP, Nap Beast. This card's stupid, it should be banned. But it won't be banned because it's... So for the Link monsters, this is part of a combo, and this comes up a lot of the time when you need to make Curious and you have like a load of dangers on field. It's also just a down arrow for the other nightmares. So we play these ones. I don't think these cards need to be explained anymore. So there's one Summon Sork. Yeah, there's some cool things you can do with Summon Sork in the deck, but yeah, that's it. Curious. Curious lets you get Snow Engrave, lets you field cards, and if you have like Hat Tricker or something in the hand, you can send Glow Up Bulb and just end on that piece and kill them. Sayuja, like it's the Sayuja deck. You just make this. Literally, like every time I made this, I drew into Sekka's Light as one of the cards. So it's like, okay, I just went like, I just get a free pot of greed, and yeah, Barrel and Bomber. This should realistically be a Barrel Sword, but Luke Coogan wasn't in, and this is cool because you can like snow lock them if you're playing against combo decks.
It's important that this deck doesn't really need the Barrel Sword.
Yeah, well it should if you're going second and you kill them. So yeah, that's the deck. Okay, so that's the main deck and the extra deck, and I guess I'll just go over some combos. Okay, so for like just Predator Plant, I'll say it's like any monster. So if we go for Mothman, we go normal summon, effect to discard, special summon Darrington Cobra, and get Brilliant Fusion. So you'll link these two into Reprodoculus. The Reprodoculus, if I put it in a place with good lighting. You then activate the Brilliant Fusion and you send these two to special summon Seraphinite. You then use the Damage Juggler's effects to banish himself to add a Hat Tricker from deck to hand. You now special summon this, and at this point you can go one of two ways. So you're going to have 3 other cards in your hand, and depending on what the card does, you discard off or Scorpio. This combo can like alternate a little bit. A lot of the cards want to be in the graveyard, so like it doesn't really matter what you draw. But at this point you can either turn this into a dinosaur and make Summon Sork. Summon Sork in turns targets this and lets you summon Snow from your deck. So this will let you make a card like a Minerva, put the Snow in grave, easily have 7 in grave for Snow, and you have this on grave. So it gives you interruption. But what's usually can be better, especially if you have like, if you have another Earth Extender, so if you have like one of these, or like a Hat Tricker, Bulb, even something like one of your Lone Fires. So if you didn't draw Lone Fire, or you could, if you drew into Lone Fire, you can hold the Lone Fire, go into Glow Up Bulb, and then do it that way. So let's just say if we have the Gallus, we mill a card, we summon this, we link these up, we make Curious. Curious sends Glow Up Bulb, you mill one for Bulb, and you synchro into your handy dandy Nap Beast. This also puts like 7 cards in grave. So against like against Sky Striker, if you like mill Snow or something, it's not really relevant in the Striker matchup having access to Snow. But against some matchups, it is quite good to just mill it. Unfortunately, it mills for cost, so it doesn't trigger this. But that would have been crazy if you could. But yeah,
Stereo mills for effect.
Stereo mills for, yeah, and he banishes for cost or something.
No, it banishes and mills on effect.
Oh, that's crazy.
As far as I know.
Yeah, so you just go into one of these, and then it depends on what your hand is, because it's quite like BA. The set 1 card, 2 card combos aren't too impressive. But when you have a load of extenders and a load of stuff, you just throw your hand at your opponent and kill them. So yeah, that's the deck. Again, it's quite heavily based on like the BA deck, but I just have a big love for the Lightsworn strategy. So I decided to play no main deck Lightsworn monsters to celebrate their existence. So yeah,
It's very like the BA.
it's very like BA meets Lightsworn. So yeah, that's the deck. It's 40 cards in the main deck. So we want to draw into our Predator plans all the time. So yeah, that's everything. So it's Billy from Team Kuribrohs signing out.